July is off to a scorching start. In fact, the World Meteorological Organization says the first week of the month was the hottest ever on record for the planet. In China, northern parts of the country were in the grips of a brutal heat wave that sent temperatures soaring past the 40°C mark for days in some areas. Some say the El Nino weather phenomenon may be playing a role, and climate change is also a factor for the record heat. Climate change is spurring yet another U.S. official to make a trip to Beijing. Former Secretary of State and current Special Climate Envoy John Kerry will travel to Beijing next week. Climate change has repeatedly been highlighted as a key issue where China and the U.S. can work together. Kerry will be the third U.S. official to visit China in the span of 1 month's time. To discuss more on the climate change and what this visit means for China-U.S. relations, let's bring in Changhua Wu. She is the CEO at the Beijing Future Innovation Center and Executive Director at the Professional Association for China's Environment. Let's start with this weather. We're seeing this brutal heat wave. As we mentioned, some are saying, El Nino may be the culprit. Climate change may be also fueling this. I want to get your thoughts.
I think it's both, and the onset of the El Nino on top of the intensifying climate change definitely has been regarded as the culprits for the intensive and more frequent heat waves we are experiencing now, not only in China but at a global level. We are literally breaking the heat wave records on a daily basis, particularly in this week so far, and that puts the global community in a very difficult situation in terms of we have to make sure we have enough electricity to keep people cool. And also we need to make sure that the food agriculture system will continue to operate. And that probably is already going to be becoming a major concern for us this year and in the next couple of years. And from public health perspective, we started to see more heat strokes and other heat waves related to healthy impacts there, overwhelming some medical facilities, including Beijing, and this summer. And altogether, we have to make sure we are ready, prepared to protect ourselves, stay hydrated, and to reduce and manage the risk of heat waves as much as possible.
And of course, John Kerry headed to China. A good time for him to be going. He's just the latest Biden administration official to visit Beijing right after the Yellen and Blinken visits. It's believed this is one area, though, where the two sides can make some progress. What are your hopes?
Well, I think official language is that, particularly from the U.S., is that, and the climate change happens to be the area that the two countries can work together. And of course, John Kerry's upcoming visit to China hopefully somehow will be further advance the conversation. But in reality, if you look at what has happened actually between the two countries in terms of collaboration, partnership around the climate change, we already signed a few number of statements, declarations, pacts, whatever. And the latest one, of course, was 2021 and Glasgow, US-China Climate Pact there. We already reached some sort of consensus in terms of what the priorities and what the collaborative actions the two countries can work together to fight climate change. That includes technologies, regulations, even including circular economy, green design, you name it. So the issue is not just to talk. Very importantly, we need to make sure how do we coming together back on the track to really deliver those commitments and generate results rather than just keep talking.
Okay, you mentioned it, COP26, the meeting in Glasgow, considerable fanfare with this pledge at the end to strengthen management and control of methane and to push for joint research into methane emission reduction challenges and solutions. What have we seen there? Has there been much headway?
Well, according to the pact, I think from China's side, China definitely needs to move forward in terms of putting together a national plan and to manage to reduce methane emissions there. And the U.S. definitely has a lot to offer on the table in terms of working with China on that. But at this moment, we have not seen much progress made yet. China definitely has been moving forward to put the data information together in order to make a convincing, incredible national plan to address these issues there. Somehow this could be one of the areas, hopefully somehow we'll be able to work together and share technologies, share experiences, the background there, so that we'll be able really to join hands to address this issue.
Changhua Wu joining us with analysis and insights. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.